Imagine this line item is an action that you did, a task. So once you've done that, if you go to the components window, you're gonna see three different things. This is how Xactimate works. It breaks it down by equipment, materials, and labor. Equipment, you can actually change it. Well, actually, all of them you can change it. You can search up to see maybe what's the rental equipment on Sunbelt and Home Depot and such. You can change it to that. Personally, I leave it alone. Materials is the one that I actually do change. I search up what is it that I'm using. So let's say if I'm using Benefect. Here, Benefect is being charged at $39.64 or 65 cents. But when you buy it, I think it's around 50 or 60. So what I do is just change it to, let's just say 50. That changes the price in your line item, just so you know. On the retail labor, remember this. This is a generic historical point to start. This is not the final number. Don't get confused with that. This should not be the final number. Xactimate does not govern your prices because every single company has its own expenses. So if you actually want to make sure that you're properly accounting for what you're buying it for and you're spending, you have to do a lot of different research to ensure that you're accounting for things correctly. Here's how labor works. If you double click it, in that window is going to show you every single line item that has to do with labor, okay? But what I want you to see, it starts with base wage, labor burden, and overhead. Those are the three things that make up the final number. Base wage, it's based on a technician who's been with you 8 years, how much are you willing to pay him? In this case, Xactimate is saying the average might be 21.87 cents. Okay? If yours is very different, you change it. The other one is labor burdens. Labor burdens could be the taxes to pay that individual, uniforms, trainings, and such. Everything that has to do with the burden to pay one single individual, not just their base wage, not their per hour. And then it goes to labor overhead. Your labor overhead is your rent, light bill, software programs, insurance, vehicle insurance, anything that you cannot charge at the specific project, but it still costs you money. Even your project managers, your admin, and all that stuff. That gets added in here. So if you guys have more interest as to, okay, how can I actually customize it to our true expense, show the final number to make sure that you actually get compensated for that, because just changing the number, you can change it and you can use a different code, like say HMR, and it's a higher price, and just put it in there, but you're going to get challenged. They're going to tell you, how did you reach that number? If you truly want to know how to put everything together where you're not challenged, guess what? You can call me and contact me. If I change this, let's just say to $80. Right now, hold on, we're $124. If we change that to 80, it jumps up to 174. What I've realized is that there's about a 40 to 50% difference. Whenever you write something up, you could say it's $6,000, and once you updated it correctly, your actual charge out should have been like 11,000. So that's a huge difference, and it's very valuable because you want to make sure that you actually get compensated correctly. So this is the components part.